The final score from Atlanta Saturday afternoon, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets get their first ACC win, 82-62 over the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Bob Rathman and Corey Alexander with you. And the climax to this ACC basketball opera came in the overture here this afternoon. Before the Tech fans could get settled here inside the beautiful new McCamish Pavilion, this game was essentially over. Georgia Tech rattled off the first 16 points of this game and never looked back.
And they got a lot of production from their young guys early. Chris Bolden and Robert Carter really came out ready to play here. And being back in their home court, they had a comfort level. Coach Gregory said they had been playing well, and it showed today.
And the youth was served. As you mentioned, it was the freshman setting the tone today, and nobody had a bigger day than Robert Carter Jr.
He was all over the place today, and he didn't just do it scoring the basketball. He was on the boards, offensive glass as well, and he made a number of plays to help his teammates get open shots. So he really played an all-around game, and, of course, if you're Brian Gregory, you have to love the effort that you got, not only from Robert Carter, but from all of your freshmen.
Let's take a look at the highlights. It was a day where everything went right for Georgia Tech and everything went wrong for Wake Forest.
And it started out early, as you mentioned. Robert Carter going to the jump hook a number of times and then stepping it out beyond the three-pointer line, knocking down shots from there. So he did it from every area of the field, and especially adding a couple of highlights to his reel as well.
And Georgia Tech outstanding from three today. They hit 10 of them.
In their first two possessions, they were able to knock down threes, one from Chris Bolden, one from Mufandi Dofia. They really got the tempo started, but it was Brandon Reed who stepped up in the second half and made a number of big threes when Wake Forest was trying to make a run back into this game.
And Wake Forest just turned the ball over time and time again. They had 16 turnovers that Georgia Tech converted into 26 points.
And 10 of those 16 turnovers were in the first half. They really shot themselves in the foot early, and even at times where they tried to make a run to get back into the game, it was multiple turnovers that really kept Georgia Tech in the lead.
A season-high point total for Georgia Tech with 82, outstanding shooting at 54%. There's the three-point number we talked about. They hit 10 out of 20 here this afternoon. And the turnovers really killed Wake Forest early. They end up with 16 that Georgia Tech scored 26 points off of. And the Jackets were on their way to a resounding win. Corey Alexander had a chance to speak with the head coach and the star of the game.
Thanks, guys. Here with Robert Carter. Robert, a huge game for you this afternoon. 20 points, a new career high. Were you thinking you would have this type of production coming in?
I just came out ready to play with my teammates. They found me, and I had a good game.
Now, you came out and got established on the block early. You had a jump hook going, and then it opened up things on the outside for you. Was that by design?
Yeah, I always want to start in first. But like I say, it wasn't me. It was my teammates finding me and trusting me to make shots, and I made shots tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Robert. Appreciate you joining us. And Coach, of course, I'm sure it was good for you to see 80 on the scoreboard today.
Well, we did a good job offensively, especially early, moving the ball. As you mentioned with Rob, we got the ball inside. Our guys did a really good job of sharing the ball today and making the extra pass for easier shots. It's amazing how much better you shoot when you do that.
And, of course, I know you always coaching. Coming out in the second half, you didn't like the energy and the effort, and that's when the real Brian Gregory took over on the sideline.
Well, you know, we had first 6 possessions. We took 4 threes and had 2 turnovers. And we just said, you know, let's make sure we're playing Georgia Tech basketball. Luckily, during that stretch, they only scored 2 baskets, so our defense, again, kind of held us in there. We did a good job on the glass. Again, a young team with some guys growing up right in front of your eyes, Robert being one of them. Chris Bolden played really well early for us. But again, Daniel and Mufan, our 2 upperclassmen, did a really good job of kind of settling us down during that tough stretch in the second half.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. And back to you, Bob.
Georgia Tech improves to 11-7 overall, 1-5 in the ACC. The Deacs 10-9 and 3-4 in the conference.